Latest from Tucson.
The Pima County Sheriff is telling CBS News that they believe that those items were purchased at Walmart. They are still in the process of identifying which brands. We were the first ones to tell you that the backpack that he was wearing is that Ozark Trail hiker backpack sold exclusively at Walmart. Biggest question now is whether did he purchase it online or did he buy it in person? Online, there's a bunch of digital evidence they can pull. In person, you step into a store and there's a bunch of cameras there at Walmart. So even if he shoplifted these items, it's very possible that they can go look through the surveillance cameras of that specific area of the store.
President Trump told the New York Post he wants the death penalty for the kidnappers if she isn't returned alive. Police say a mom fatally shot her cheerleader daughter in a Las Vegas hotel room and then turned the gun on herself. Michael Toscano reports.
Tanya McGeehan and her daughter Addie Smith, associated with the group Utah Extreme Cheer, were in Las Vegas for a cheer competition. At some point Saturday night, say police, the mother shot her daughter and then shot herself. Investigators say there was a note left behind, but have not released its contents.
A new study finds many children who need mental health care are not getting it. Researcher Alyssa Burnett.
We found that 1 in 5 households, parents perceived a need for child mental health treatment. And then of those households, about 25% reported an unmet need.
Correspondent Nicole Killian reports there's no breakthrough in the impasse over DHS funding and the partial government shutdown. That means federal workers are on the job without pay.
A lot of these employees are deemed essential, so they have to keep working without pay, particularly agencies like the TSA. I mean, if you think about the Coast Guard, U.S. Secret Service. So that really is the issue here. Obviously, their pay periods will hit in a couple of weeks, so that could potentially be a pressure point if this isn't resolved soon.
Stacey Lynn reports on an unusual White House holiday post.
Account posted a message honoring President Trump saying, "Happy President's Day, Mr. President." Below that, there's a mock Time magazine cover featuring the president seated at the Resolute desk. Under the headline, Trump's World. The image includes a quote we've heard from the president before: "I was the hunted, and now I'm the hunter."
On Wall Street, the markets are closed for President's Day. This is CBS News.
Go to the ends of the earth, half a world away. Reach for the stars.
If I take time to think, they might go get Brad.
On CBS, Sunday morning.
A major drug bust in Lacey. We'll tell you all about that in just a moment. But first, Chris Sullivan has your KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic.
And we are enjoying a very good President's Day out there, Jillian. Across the board, no problems. Just a little bit of hesitation between 167 and 405 in Renton. Overall, 35 minutes is all you're going to need to get around today between most of our destinations, maybe even less than that. That's what we have up the Valley Freeway from end to end, and then Renton to Bellevue is only 15. Federal Way to Seattle, 35 or less. Same deal with Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. We don't even have any brake lights past the Forest Merge in Northgate. Across the lake, no problems either. Olympia to Tacoma is nice and easy. This report brought to you by Closets by Design, customizable storage solutions for closets, garages, home offices, and more. Go to closetsbydesign.com to see current specials, or you can always call them 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Jillian Raftery. It was a close call at the Harborview ER in Seattle on Saturday. A patient went on a violent rampage. He was there for a wrist injury, but attacked staff when he was going to be released. Officers rushed to get there, but not before they say the 29-year-old suspect destroyed a trauma room, cut an oxygen line, and lit a fire. Investigators say there was a chance the oxygen line could have exploded, but police were able to get that suspect arrested and book him into jail on assault charges. He will be in court this week. 5 people have been arrested in Lacey after investigators say they were running a drug operation that targeted children from a nearby middle school and high school. A neighbor tells KIRO 7 TV there's been a lot of traffic going in and out of that house.
And it's been going on for quite some time.
How long do you think?
Over a year.
Over a year?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You've noticed suspicious activity?
Yes.
Authorities seized cannabis, cocaine, mushrooms, thousands in cash, and several guns. Investigators say they observed about 150 young people going in and out of the house on an average school day. Seattle renters, Mayor Katie Wilson wants to hear from you. Earlier this month, she released a video statement announcing the launch of the Seattle Renters Survey.
I want to see a city where people can afford to live their lives, raise their families in apartments if they want to, and enjoy all the incredible things that Seattle has to offer.
You have until Friday to complete that survey. There's a link to it at mynorthwest.com. Now we're going to check your weather, and it is going to stay chilly all week. A high of 44 today and showers intermittently throughout the afternoon. Tomorrow, a rain-snow mix tapering off in the morning with a high of 45. It is 35 degrees right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
You are officially not listening to the best of the Gee and Ursula Show. Are we live today? Oh, come on now.
Good morning.
A few of us had to go to work today on President's Day, so you know what time it is. And plus, I didn't need to take off because I have enough mattresses. Do you got your new mattress? I'm sure you got a mattress sale somewhere. Good morning to you, Ursula.
Good morning. I moved positions here because I couldn't get into my computer.
How come you didn't
but I kind of like it over here. Hi.
How come you didn't ask me to help you with your computer?
I knew better.
Yeah.
I knew better.
Oh, your boy feeling good today. Ursula, what are we doing on the show today? What's happening?
Well, we're going to share some story times.
I don't even have a show sheet. Sophia.
It's over here. It's over here.
Had all morning to give me a show sheet. It's 9:06. I still ain't got it.
Well, we have a very packed show for you, even though it is a holiday.
Yeah.
And Gee, you know, because I shared with you.
Yeah.
I went from on Friday night having one of the scariest nights of my entire life.
Oh, man.
It was bad. Like, my body is still aching right now.
I got questions, though.
Okay.
I got real questions.
Okay. So we're going to share that coming up at 9:47.
Okay.
And then yesterday, I had one of the most wonderful days.
Okay. So you bounced back.
I did.
So
you talk about whiplash.
So there's a chance you almost didn't make it to Sunday. But anyways. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I truly saw my life flashing before my eyes on Friday night.
Yeah.
I've only told a few people because I'm still like somewhat, and I don't want to overplay it, but I will tell you when I say I was scared out of my wits. I truly was.
All right.
So we'll talk about that coming up at 9:47. As always, our Muckleshoot Casino and Resort text line is open for you, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
All right, let's get to it. Ursula's top stories of the day, brought to you by Pendergast Law.
And we talk about sports gambling a lot, but you still cannot legally bet on the Huskies or Cougars here in Washington. But that could actually soon change, G, because the state Senate has just passed a bill that would allow wagers on in-state college teams inside tribal casinos. So again, not on your phone, not on individual players, though, only the final outcome of the game. And lawmakers actually added that restriction specifically because they want to reduce pressure and harassment towards student athletes, which was one of the concerns that was brought up. Supporters, of course, including tribal gaming leaders, say this is not expanding gambling so much as catching up to it, because they point out that fans are already betting on local teams through offshore websites, and they argue that, hey, the state of Washington should regulate it and keep the money here instead of it going overseas. But you know who's not convinced? Universities are not convinced. The NCAA says the athletes are already getting threats after bad games, and they worry that legalizing hometown betting will only increase the spotlight, even without prop bets.
You know, that's one of the biggest things. You're talking about an increase in the harassment. As you know, I know a few professional players out here in the world. That's a real deal. It's not just fantasy football. Like, hey, bro, you messed up my fantasy team. You suck. That kind of deal. No, there are people that are out here betting. They're out here trying to pay their rent. Some of these folks, no, don't get me wrong. If you're not out here and you're just doing it on your leisure time and you got extra funds, then good for you. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about we have a real problem that is happening in America, especially amongst our young individuals, because this is a thing now. It's not hard to catch one of your buddies that's like, man, that messed up my parlay. That is a very popular quote right there.
Mm-hmm.
But, before we move on from this topic, if there's one thing that I have learned about America is this. Money is more important than what's best for the people. And that wins out, Ursula, every single time. These big franchises, gambling sites, college football, pro football, NBA, baseball, they know damn well that this is not good for the people of America. But it don't matter. It don't matter. And then here, you know what's going to happen? In about another 10 years, they're going to say, oh, my goodness, we have this crisis. We are going to donate, and here's our support. We're on the hook. Here's $1 million to help out with the people that have been impacted by gambling. Here's $1 million. But before the $1 million, here's the billions that we have made off of it.
I mean, that was something that even during the Super Bowl and during regular football games, you cannot escape the messaging from these sports gaming outfits. I mean, it is everywhere. It's such a big sponsor of the professional level. But now we're talking about college level on top of that. And you said, it is very real that they get these threats. Now, people get passionate about sports, but you think that has just gone up many times over because now there's money on the line?
It's way over. And I mean, I know we're not talking about it today, and a place that you're familiar with, one of your favorite places that you used to go to a lot, but Vegas is down right now. Nobody's going to Vegas right now. Why? Because they don't have to.
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't have to go very far.
Right. And Gen Z, they're not into slot machines. They're not into blackjack and pie gal and roulette. They don't do all that. Yeah. They can I can put $5 parlay on this. I can pick X amount of teams to win, lose, or draw, and I can make my money. And so this is having a huge impact.
So am I hearing you that you would not support actually allowing this? Because the other argument would be that
then let them go black market. Let them go gamble. Let them go over.
Just
don't make it easier.
Yeah, as I was going to say, the other argument is, are we just making it that much easier? For a problem that you said 10 years down the road, I would say it's today. It is today. Economies are changing, especially amongst young men, and the amount of gaming that is going on when it comes to sports betting, and how easy it is already. So the argument in favor of this bill would say, well, at least the state can monitor. You would know that the odds are more transparent. Your age can be verified. And then this is the funniest thing. Problem gambling rules apply. Right. What exactly does that mean?
Sure. So I'm sure.
So, I mean, the idea is supposed to be harm reduction. Would this be any sort of harm reduction? Or would it be, hey, open season now you can do this too?
Yeah, hey, I just want you to know, we felt it was unsafe for you to go about betting on college sports here locally through the black market way. So here's what we want to do. We want to make sure we monitor it and make sure you're okay and make sure you're safe, because it's for the greater good for you. You can sandwich it and say it however you want. Ursula, if you put lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig.
Yeah.
And by the way, how was those commercials during the Super Bowl? Did you see enough gambling and AI stuff? Did you finally just say enough is enough? Are you tired of seeing the QR code is right there in your face? It's everywhere.
Yes, it really is. And it's an issue. Okay, let's move on, because lawmakers in Olympia may have discovered a hard truth when it comes to taxing the rich. Money doesn't argue, it relocates. Okay, and the reason I'm saying this is because after boosting Washington's estate tax to 35% last year, which is the highest in the country, lawmakers are now quietly moving to roll it back. This is reported from the Seattle Times. They say even Democratic leaders admit that they're now hearing from their own advisors that wealthy residents are looking at changing legal residency to another state before death so they can avoid that hit. Again, did I say it was 35% on the estate tax, which is the highest in the country? Like the next closest would be Hawaii at 20%. And the concern isn't just that one tax, though. Officials are worrying that if high net worth families leave, so if the richest leave, the state also loses their investments, their business activity, and capital gains taxes long before anyone collects the state tax anyway. But then, here's the other part.
What's that?
Democrats are also pushing this different policy, which is that we've talked about it, the nearly 10% income tax on earnings above $1 million. And they expect that new tax to raise billions of dollars for schools and social programs. And I saw an article, actually it was an editorial by Danny Westneat over the weekend, and he was talking about how Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson recently argued that this region is, there's a quote, filthy rich. And she said that government should tap that concentration of wealth to fund services. So on the one hand, lawmakers in Olympia are saying, maybe we've gone too far with the estate tax. And then at the same time, they're also saying, but now we want to do this 10% income tax.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm tired of talking about this. That's what I know it's my job. But I'm going to tell you, Ursula, in front of everybody else. And here's why I'm tired of talking about this. Because everybody keeps saying what we want to do and what we're going to do. And if there's one thing that the state of Washington is very consistent with going forward, they are very consistent with, we are going to continue to be a regressively taxed state. And we know that the people that live in Seattle and all over, that we put these dink-dunk taxes out here, they're going to vote yes on those all the time. And we in this state are so used to those that the lower income folks in this state pay a higher percentage of their pay every single day when they go out here into the world. That system is going to remain. It would be too easy to just have a regular state income tax. Nobody wants that. Fine. No, everybody wants to continue to get dink and dunk taxes. Fine. And this whole estate tax, you're talking about 35%? Hell yeah, people going to start leaving. They will, for sure, they will be like, listen.
Yeah, why do I have to stay here?
Put it in Mildred's name in Iowa before, if I get ready to go, my house or all of my stuff, I'm living with Mildred in Iowa. Boom, there we go. I'm not paying 35%.
Yeah, and even some of the names of the wealthy who have typically been, supporters of this program and that program. And again, it's not just wealthy Republicans who are saying, we don't want this. I mean, I saw, a few names that I thought, okay, when you start hearing from them, like Nick Hanauers of the world, then you're like, okay, if you're starting to lose support from them, you've gone way too far. And before I'm going to keep repeating the same thing. Before the state talks about any new taxes, whether on the rich or anyone else, I think the first question should always be, what are we doing to control our spending? And the budget has flat out ballooned from $64 billion to nearly $78 billion in just a few years. Total spending approaching $95 billion in Washington, which is way more than the population growth and way more than the growth of inflation. So again, I'm actually encouraged that some Democrats in Olympia are saying, yeah, maybe we went too far. We need to lower this.
Well, I mean, as far as the spending and all those things, we all do know that everything costs more. We know that because every single day that we wake up, some of you all, maybe your lease is every 6 months or maybe your lease is every year. When you get ready to go and renew your lease, you know that your rent goes up more than your pay. Right? That continues to happen right here in the state of Washington. Ursula, when that continues to happen, we're in a tailspin right now where everything is costing more. And so right now, this whole tax thing, this is the reason why your dog got pulled over yesterday. I did. Guess why I got pulled over, Ursula? Guess why they pulled me over?
Your tabs are not.
The damn tabs.
Are you serious, Jim?
Yeah, they pulled me over the tab. But here's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say is, it's about to get real here in the state because there isn't enough money to pay the bills.
Wait.
What?
That's not your. You just. Wait a minute. You got pulled over for the tabs because it was too high, G?
I asked the state patrol. I said, hey, man.
So both of us had encounters with the state patrol this weekend.
Yeah, but yours is positive.
Did you get a ticket?
Yeah, I got a ticket. ain't gave me a ticket.
Wait, I'm sorry.
I got that thing sitting right there. So I'm gonna hold that ticket as long as I can. So that way, if I get pulled over again, I can be like,
I thought we squared it away. I thought you got yours. Okay. Well,
I didn't say I got it. I told you that I needed to get it.
Oh, wow.
There's a difference.
Well, now you really need to get it.
But my point remains.
Well, it is. Yeah, things are getting more expensive. But here's the thing.
What?
That's why I pointed out to you that our spending in this state has surpassed the rate of inflation and the rate of population growth.
Well,
you can't just blame it on.
But we have more. Okay. I get people keep talking about the spending, but when we're talking about spending, this goes for a lot of things. There's a lot of things in this state we weren't spending money on. There was a point in time we weren't spending as much money as we needed to on mental health services. By the way, question, how are the beds going here in Seattle? Huh? How are the beds going for all the unhoused? We got that together yet? Are there more beds now? That way when they do the sweeps in Seattle, do they have a place to stay? So there's a lot of wraparound services that need to get paid for.
Which, again, why isn't that money being used for that versus some of the other things that we have prioritized that maybe shouldn't be prioritized? And then there's always the idea of also, how much fraud do we have, and have we done a good job of doing audits? Yeah. So
how much do we pay out when law enforcement situations, those things?
Oh, yeah, that's a whole nother thing when you're talking about settlements. Yep. Okay, one more.
Yep.
Because here's a question for you: when your employer sells technology to the government, should you, as an employee, get a say in what the government does with that technology? Because that is the fight that is brewing inside Amazon. So late last week, employees rallied and they were urging the company to cut ties with ICE, arguing that Amazon's cloud infrastructure helps power databases and case tracking systems used by that department. I'm happy.
It is hard right now. It is scary right now. It's getting scarier every day. But guess what? More and more people are waking up every day. It's getting easier to build momentum like this, to bring people together.
So it's not just immigration, though. Workers have also objected to contracts tied to police surveillance tech, facial recognition style analytics, and broader federal work with agencies like Homeland Security and the Pentagon. But Amazon has not changed policy and continues to defend its government contracts, saying it provides neutral tools. And the company says elected officials, not the vendors, decide how they're going to be used. But I want to go back to my original question, which is, should employees get a say in what the government does with the technology that they build?
If you got leverage, you do. And in this situation, some of the workers are trying to use their leverage to force corporate their ethics and what's going on with national politics. If they have enough leverage, it will work. If they don't, the company will be like, man, we're not trying to listen to you. This is a very sticky situation right here. And we'll see if Amazon does something about it. I don't know. Like I said, if you have enough leverage, it's like us being here at work, Ursula. You know the game. If we got enough leverage here at our job and we can use it, we use it. If we don't, we don't.
I mean, I'll give them credit for trying to push for change within the company, and they're raising issues about real ethical questions.
Yeah.
But ultimately, deciding what the government is allowed to do with data or surveillance tools, that's really what the courts are for. That's really what consumers are for. But I love that the employees are raising awareness, at least. Because it may be something that you never really thought of.
Yeah.
Like, how is that technology being used?
Yeah. Again, this is something that both you and I are going to pay attention to. I like that they're doing it, bringing awareness, but we'll see if Amazon pays attention and does something about it. At 9:47, we do need to talk about Ursula's Friday night and what. She told me, you guys got to hear this, but I have one question for Ursula. One simple question that when Ursula told me this story, I even said something to my wife about it. I got one question at 9:47. But coming up next, Seattle's gig law, that gig worker law, it was supposed to boost pay. Did it? Well, we'll talk about that next. Gee and Ursula.
I know the paint's barely dry on the new Super Bowl champ Seahawks gear, but Can you believe Mariners pitchers and catchers have already reported and spring training is underway?
Holy catfish, that was fast.
They know they have a chance to win the whole thing.
Look who we have in studio.
Baseball royalty.
Rick Riz.
Congratulations, the Seahawks. Now it's our time to go win a World Series.
Follow how the 2026 Mariners come together at mynorthwest.com.
Every season is a little bit different here in Washington, but I'll tell you what, the amount of rain never seems to change in the winter, and we have sure gotten a ton of it this season. All that rain, all that water, it's all got to go somewhere. And if it makes its way into your crawl space, that's when it can create all sorts of problems, including real structural damage, which could really affect your home. But more importantly, for the health of your family, the water in that crawl space could create toxic mold, and that has serious health repercussions. Thankfully, we have Crawl Pros. They can come in and keep your crawl space dry, install a sump pump and drainage, and reroute that water back out and away from your home. They'll also take care of any mold that may have been created. Don't take the risk. It's too important. The best way to learn if you have any water is to ask Crawl Pros to visit your home and inspect your crawl space for free. Crawl Pros will go where you don't want to. So if you're worried about water damage, mold, insulation issues, or anything else related to your crawl space or attic, call Crawl Pros or visit crawlpros.com.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well,
I'll take this one.
are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here.
Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring.
Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now.
JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up JTV.com yesterday. Scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet.
Just a couple things, huh?
Maybe more than a couple.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. After my husband died, the last thing I wanted to think about was money. Ethos made it affordable to get life insurance. Signing up was fast and 100% online. I knew that I could pay our mortgage and have food in the fridge. I could focus on my kids. No one ever tells you how much you're going to depend on that policy. I am so grateful we had coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/life. That's ethos.com/life. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at carsforkids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's Cars with a K.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my buddy, Dr. Daniel Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. The stem cell therapy you did on my knee was a game changer. But Dr. Dan, people ask me all the time if you're seeing the same kind of success treating neck and back pain with stem cell therapy.
Great question, Brock.
As you know from your experience, we've had tremendous success treating major joints like hips, knees, and shoulders, but we've also seen excellent results treating neck and lower back pain. In fact, we're the only clinic in the Seattle area offering image-guided stem cell and PRP injection therapy specifically for neck and low back pain.
How cool is that? If joint, neck, or back pain is holding you back, call Dr. Daniel Nelson at Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine and find out if stem cell therapy may be right for you. Dr. Dan here is the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. Call Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD, at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's 425-823-4000 or danielnelsonmd.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Jillian Raftery. Congress is on a recess without a deal to end the partial government shutdown. Democrats are demanding major changes with how ICE agents do their jobs. Here's CBS News congressional correspondent Nicole Killian.
At the heart of this debate is the conduct of federal immigration enforcement officers. And so Democrats, of course, have been calling to rein in the agency, make sure those roving patrols are ended, that these agents aren't wearing masks, etc. The administration has said that some of these proposals, in their view, are unreasonable and too hard potentially to approve. So that's kind of where that stalemate is.
Border Czar Tom Homan has pushed back on many of those rules. A man detained by ICE in an arrest that made national headlines has now been released. Wilmer Toledo Martinez says a man dressed as a construction worker knocked on his door in Vancouver last November, claiming to have hit his car. When he went out to that car, agents released a dog that had been hiding out of sight. Video caught the aftermath, with agents telling Toledo Martinez's wife to back up or, quote, he's going to get bit again. Toledo Martinez's attorney tells the Seattle Times he is undocumented and was brought to the U.S. as a teenager. He has no criminal record in Washington, but was arrested on investigation of a misdemeanor years ago in Oregon. The legal case for detention continues. And in Everett, the city council has approved a measure cracking down on unpermitted food stands. Snohomish County has seen an explosion of roadside food vendors. They say many of them don't follow food safety rules and can spread foodborne illnesses. Food truck operators who are paying for permits, inspections, and rent tell the Herald they're being undercut. New rules mandate a business license and health permit. Operators who don't follow those rules could face 90 days in jail and a fine and have equipment confiscated. Owners of unpermitted food stands could end up with a year in jail. Now let's check your KIRO News Radio traffic, and we're still looking very good most places all over the map, much better than you'd see on a normal day. Your lake bridges are clear. I-5 is clear except for a blip on the northbound direction right through the Ship Canal Bridge construction zone. And I'm not seeing anything major blocking. The South Sound is a speed limit drive. This report brought to you by KIRO News Radio. We have showers moving across our region and are going to continue throughout the afternoon on and off, a high of 44 degrees. It is 35 degrees right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. This is not a best of edition. Gee and I are actually here in person.
We in this thing. but
working on this holiday, enjoying it.
I got to tell y'all, the listeners,
They're on holiday.
Y'all on holiday.
Yeah. We're kind of feeling a little lonely.
Except for Ernie. Ernie don't know what day it is because he retired. You know what I'm saying?
That is so true. But keep us company. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. Just a reminder, coming up at 9:47, I'll explain why Friday night was one of the worst nights of my life.
And I got
scariest,
a question.
One of the scariest, not worst.
I got a question.
Yeah, and you've got questions. You're going to make me feel bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's a chance for you to say, I told you so.
Come on now.
Because it has now been 2 years since Seattle's gig worker minimum wage took effect. And as you guessed, Gee, the results have not been exactly positive for either the workers or those of us who use DoorDash,
right,
et cetera.
Right.
So the policy, in case you don't remember, it was supposed to be to increase labor standards for app-based delivery drivers working with companies like DoorDash and Uber Eats. So under the law, those platforms are now required to pay drivers not just with the base pay, but also for mileage and time spent in traffic. So for DoorDash drivers, for example, that has translated to earnings of about $30 an hour before tips, which is, of course, well above Seattle's minimum wage of about $21.
Right.
So initially, and there were drivers and groups that were really pushing for it, and they said this is going to be a major win. But as anticipated by some, including UG, the higher labor costs, who ended up paying for that? The consumers. So there were increased service fees. So by the third quarter of 2025, the average fee per order paid by Seattle customers was more than 3.5 times higher than the average paid by customers in Denver, San Francisco, and Portland. So, and so as more and more people who live in the city of Seattle said, yeah, as much as I like the convenience, I don't want to pay through the nose. That has resulted in Seattle Dashers earning 20% less per hour on that app.
Told y'all. Tried to tell you. You know what, Ursula? I got to tell you. So far in 2026, I find myself saying to myself, self, you've been doing a whole lot of I told you so's. And let's just stay here with the DoorDash. I tried to tell folks that this was going to happen. How would I know? Let's see. Because I used to do DoorDash. That was my thing for a little bit of time. When the companies, when they added on those big fees, and I'm asking this question to any of you that have ever ordered DoorDash, specifically in Seattle, where Ursula lives and works. Have you ever ordered DoorDash in Seattle? When that ticket comes, you're like, well, wait a minute. You go to buy something for $20, it ends up being $40-something dollars with tip and everything.
Yeah.
And so it's easy to be like, well, there's people who's like, well, I used to order DoorDash 6 times a month. I'm going to order 1 time a month. Yeah. And everybody started to decrease. When they start decreasing, there were more workers on the road, more gig workers, because they thought, hey, everybody, they're going to be giving you a guaranteed X amount of money per hour. And what happens is it punishes the people that are really good, just going, and the one who's like, I could just kind of sit here and chill because I know I'm going to get it. I knew this was going to be a problem, and it's a problem now. Now what? Now what you going to do? Because Seattle, this sucks. And guess what? For the restaurants, the business owners, guess who? They suffer too. I said twofold. 2 people I wanted to protect. I wanted to protect the gig workers because they were going to make less money. And I wanted to protect the restaurants because they were going to make less money.
Well, funny that you say that. Friend Layla just texted in and said, remember that the restaurants don't make money off of those deliveries. The food is already 30% discounted. So if you're going to slap them with something, they're going to turn around and slap it back on the consumer. I will just say, I wasn't a big DoorDash delivery person already, or Uber Eats, but I would do it a couple times a year. Since this, I've done it 1 time, and otherwise, it is worth it for me to just get into my car and go get it myself. Right? Because at some point, it's like, yeah, the convenience is not worth it. And why am I going to pay that huge amount when I could just go get it myself? I mean, that's the cost of having a nice dinner out.
I want to take this time to I had to talk to you about something.
Okay.
I'm not going to sit here and gloat about the I told you so. If anything, it makes me more angry. And what I'm angry about are, and usually is, the decision makers locally here that don't see these things coming. You want to know why? Because they are detached from reality and what really goes on. So a lot of times they'll do these things as political theater to make themselves look good. Hey, everybody, I'm going to make it so where it's a guaranteed where the gig worker is going to make X amount of money. They would know better if they maybe had a cousin or a loved one that actually drove for DoorDash and knew to say, hey, that's not a good idea. So,
and for people who don't know, that for a while there, I mean, it's all about your overall hustle, but for a while there, even though you were doing DoorDash.
I was doing DoorDash I was doing it 7 days a week.
What made it? No, I didn't even know that.
I was doing 7 days a week.
Okay, so what made it successful though? What were the best? What was the sweet spot then? Like what should happen now, in specifically for Seattle? Because hopefully they look at this data, and maybe there's someone who does DoorDash right now and says, "Yeah, I don't believe that."
Right now, what would I do?
Yeah,
not do DoorDash in Seattle. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go down to Tacoma. I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna go ahead and turn myself on with as far as the DoorDash as a delivery driver. But here in Seattle, the lawmaker, they should have never allowed DoorDash to position themselves that way. They should have told DoorDash no.
But remember, it was gig workers who really pushed it, and there was pushback from the city council at the time. I mean, there were some who were like, yeah, and I distinctly remember Sarah Nelson, who is no longer on the council, but I remember some were like, we got to find that happy middle ground so that it doesn't become cost prohibitive, but that drivers are able to, because there were some drivers who were saying, this is going to hurt me ultimately, because people are going to stop ordering, and they were correct.
I'm going to say one more thing, and the folks going to be mad at me. Right now in Seattle, as far as restaurants and this high minimum wage that servers make and everyone makes that works in the restaurant across the board, that's hurting restaurants too. Yeah. Now, I mean, the high minimum wage. So that server or whoever coming in making $21 an hour, and that's everybody in the restaurant. Yeah. That's hurting. Yes. So it takes away a little bit of hustle. Yeah. But I get it.
No,
I get it. No, everybody wants to guarantee.
A lot of people were saying, well, it should be a livable wage. It should be a livable wage. But unfortunately, if everyone is starting at that point of $21 or $22, even if, remember we had the restaurant owner, Eduardo, on saying, should the dishwasher in the back of the room be making the same as the person in the front?
Exactly. Now, we're going to be coming up next. We're going to be talking about Ursula's Friday night. Rick and Kent just sent in a text. Hey, Rick and Kent, I've been screaming this. They said, I'm wondering if you guys are going to discuss the over-the-top PSE bills that we're getting. Yo, Rick, I don't know what's going on, but there needs to be somebody writing up something about it because I want to talk about that. But up next, Ursula's Friday night. You don't want to miss this. We almost didn't have Ursula. We'll tell you next. Gee Ursula.
Seattle and the 12s throw a party or what?
They're thinking there could be up to 1 million 12s for this parade.
We're the best in the world! You hear me?
Me and so many others remember taking my kid to the parade 12 years ago. And now another generation gets to share that.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Hey, we not done. We coming back next year.
KIRO News Radio.
See country star Aaron Lewis and the State Liners at Muckleshoot Casino Resort, March 24th at 8 p.m. And now an added show on March 25th. He's a multi-platinum artist whose raw lyrics and powerhouse vocals have captivated fans for decades. Now he and his band, the State Liners, are coming to Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Get your tickets now to see Aaron Lewis at muckleshootcasino.com.
An organized home is a happy home and a happy homeowner. John Curley here. Closets by Design made me and my home happy. Experience the quality and backing of a national brand with friendly local Seattle service. From booking the appointment to a free in-home consult to installation day, Closets by Design will leave you wowed and clutter-free. Right now, get up to 40% off plus an additional 15% off and 18 months financing and free installation. Visit closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to schedule today.
I'm worried.
About what?
Water.
Oh?
Hot
hot water if you really want to know.
Water heater worries?
Worried it's wearing down.
Running out?
The hot doesn't last like it used to.
So you're...
Worried.
I got a guaranteed fix.
Let me guess. A new water heater.
Right, but...
That's what worries me.
Well, worry no more.
Why?
What you need is an Apollo Plumbing water heater.
Because?
We include Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Wrenchie's what?
Worry-free warranty.
Which means?
When it wears out, we replace it.
No extra charge.
As an A-List Club member, you're covered for life.
For life?
For as long as you're an A-List member, you get annual life-extending water heater flushes included.
So it lasts longer.
Right.
And when it needs replacement,
you're covered.
With no worries.
Because it's Wrenchie's
worry-free warranty.
What else would you expect from the Ready Right Now plumbers?
Apollo Plumbing.
Home of Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
What about tankless ones?
Worry-free too.
Gotta love that Wrenchie.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
The Kendall President's Day sales event is on now at Kendall Ford of Marysville. With incredible low lease offers, it's time to step up to a new Ford. Lease a new four-wheel drive 2025 Ford Bronco Sport Big Bend at only $398 per month for 36 months with $1,000 cash or trade equity due at signing. Or get into a new 2025 Ford F-150 STX Crew Cab 4x4. Lease it for just $499 per month for 36 months with $5,700 cash or trade equity due at signing. Don't miss the savings during the Kendall President's Day sales event. On now at Kendall Ford of Marysville. Stop by today. Kendall. Let's start something great.
VIN number 3F-SRF-13799 and 1F-SFC-30527. $0 security deposit based on 10,500 miles per year. See lease posting at Kendall Ford of Marysville or call 833-935-0117 for complete lease details. All financing at approved credit prices listed do not include Texas title or license. A negotiable documentary service fee of up to $200 may be added to the sale price of the vehicle. Subject to prior sales, see dealer for details. Offer expires 2/28/26.
Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $32.99 plus 2 times points at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Limits apply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is Chris Davis with the Davis Law Group. Did you know that a pedestrian does not have to be crossing the street on a marked crosswalk to have a successful legal claim against the driver? Pedestrians can even be partially at fault for a collision and still have a valuable claim. Call us today for a free consultation or get my free book on pedestrian accident law at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com. That's Davis Law Group, better service and even better results.
Cold is leaking and rocks are moving and mold is creeping and water seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
It is the Gee Ursula Show. Happy holiday, y'all. Well, happy President's Day. I hope you guys go out there and get you some kind of good deal on the mattress. Ursula and I are here. It is not the best of, not at all.
No.
We are live and in person.
Yes.
Just so a reminder, at 10 o'clock today, you guys remember I have told the story about me being on a plane, riding coach in the back there. This amazing lady was next to me, but she was in distress. The awesome flight attendant stops, talks to her, gives a hug. Well, that went viral. Just came out. People magazine did a write-up on it. Well, we're going to be talking to the ladies, the passenger's son. He joins us at 10 o'clock. He just found out about everything because his family got sent the People magazine article.
I know. And Gee, you were so modest because you didn't tell me that video that you shared, and you don't do it for, getting tons of views, but that video had millions and millions of views. And you know what that tells me, especially also after meeting
Eric.
Eric, whose name I love.
Of course you do.
But he was so kind and so wonderful. Yeah. And it just is a reminder of how much people need to hear about that. Just like restores faith in humanity.
No doubt.
For sure.
Well, speaking of restored faith, you was almost not here. What happened?
Okay, so Friday night I went out and met up with a girlfriend, and we had a nice time over on the east side.
Yeah.
And then I'm coming home. It is midnight, and I'm on I-5.
Okay.
I'm on the part of I-5. Okay, now Friday night, I-5. Okay, and all the construction going on and all that too. So we're already, but it's busy.
Okay.
On a Friday night, and I'm listening to music, driving. I'm wide awake, and I'm thinking, why does it feel like my car, like I can't accelerate anymore because I was going to switch lanes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why can't I accelerate? All of a sudden it was like, wait a minute, why is everything going dead on me? Like, I'm looking, a check engine light comes on, and Gee, I'm telling you right now, as cars are flying past me, I am slowing to a stop.
To a stop.
Dead stop. My wheels started. It's like it got that heavy feeling.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh my God, I couldn't even do the brake. I had to like roll to a stop, and I'm like, there is no shoulder here. I'm just south of the Ship Canal Bridge.
Yeah.
I'm on the spot where there's two lanes. I'm on the right lane, and I am dead stopped on the right lane.
No shoulder.
At midnight. No shoulder. Okay, Gee.
Okay.
So, being in the news, I know that this is one of the worst situations you can be in.
Yes, it
and
is.
Even troopers who help people end up getting badly hurt or killed. Mm-hmm. People can get killed on the road. And I'm thinking, what do I do? I'm trying to, can I start up my car again? No.
Okay.
I put on my flashers, and Gee, I'm looking and I'm seeing cars coming like at me full speed. Ooh. And I was like, are my flashes even on? Because everything feels dead, and it was making the flasher sound.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if people are coming up on me at 55, 60, and they're going like over the speed limit.
Okay.
And they're coming up on me, and they can't see me in time. Do you know how many people had to swerve to get out of my way? Oh. And I am begging. It's like I know I can't even get out of the car. So I'm flashing my overhead light, so my light still worked.
Okay.
So my battery wasn't dead.
Okay, so you're just flashing.
I'm flashing. I'm opening my car door, open, close, looking. I'm putting my head out the window like, help. And I'm thinking, how many times do we hear about people? And remember how I always told you, like, if I see someone on the side of the road, if I'm able to, I will at least call 911.
Right.
Because I always think, hey, what if everyone assumes that person is already getting help, mm-hmm. and they don't have help?
Ursula, I would have passed you. I would have thought you was just doing car karaoke.
People were passing me, and then I would get some hope, because then someone would stop behind me. Well, they're only stopped behind me because they stopped in time. They were just waiting for traffic to get past so they can get around. I'm like, I cannot get around. I called 911.
Okay.
And dispatcher, such a nice, friendly voice to hear, and I am in a full-on panic.
Yeah.
Okay, and again, trying to make sure people see me. I've got my seatbelt on. I was like, I'm not going to get out of the car. I'm going to keep my seatbelt on. But, I'm thinking, if someone hits me at 55 miles per hour, am I going to survive this?
When you talk to dispatch, did they tell you to stay in a car?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, but they said, what they really said was, okay, State Patrol is going to come and stop.
How long did it take?
And get you.
Take them to get there?
It felt like an eternity, but I think it was about 5 minutes.
Oh, shout out to them.
I think it was under 10 minutes.
Same State Patrol gave me a ticket. Yeah.
All I know is I should have gotten his name, but he was like a redheaded state trooper. So nice.
Yeah.
So reassuring. And so he has his lights. Again, it's still dangerous. Cars and trucks are whizzing past me.
Yeah.
Having to get on the left-hand side. But so what ended up happening is he turns on his lights. Another trooper comes by and pushes me off So they pushed me off the freeway. And I just had to stay in neutral. But again, I've got no brakes other than the emergency brakes. So I was able to get off on the 45th Street exit. And then I called AAA, called my husband.
How long
my
that
husband
take?
That was over 2 hours.
AAA been tripping lately.
AAA, I'm
tripping.
sorry, but AAA, you need to do better. I was told by the tow truck driver, he was the only one on duty for all of like Puget Sound region.
Jeez.
So I had to wait until he helped some other people. But can I just tell you, first of all, thank you, State Patrol. Secondly, my lesson was...
What's your lesson?
If your car has a light that goes on even momentarily, anytime during the week, you need to get that checked. It turns out it's a fuel pump problem.
Okay.
But I saw it and I was like, okay, well, we're going to get it in next week. No, I should have gotten it in the day of.
All right. I thought your lesson was going to be, why is Ursula out at 12 a.m.?
You wanted to know.
Why is Ursula out at 12 a.m.? Nick, why? Why is she out at 12 a.m.?
That's the real question that I'm still trying to answer.
Man!
Wait, what
Get in the
people,
house!
people don't have lives after the age of 60?
No, you don't need to be out at 12 a.m. We got to go.
Yeah.
Coming up next here on the Gee Ursula Show, the son of the lady from that viral video, The Kindness, joins us next. Gee Ursula.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Joe Fallon did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he commissioned a portrait of himself. Does Joe already know what he looks like? Yes. Do guests know what he looks like? Also yes. But not as art. It's Joe's savings, and if he wants to spend it on a velvet painting of himself with a white tiger at his feet, we say, roar, Joe, roar. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
KIRO News Radio.
Get on the YouTube channel.
We're live all day on YouTube. Every show, every day.
Hang out with us. The whole gang's there.
And you never know what you might see.
Back up the camera. Oh, my God.
Just search KIRO News Radio, then subscribe.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here.
Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring.
Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now.
JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up JTV.com yesterday, scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet.
Just a couple things, huh?
Maybe more than a couple.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
We're the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by JTV.com.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Investigators in Arizona are tracking down new leads in the Nancy Guthrie case, including where the suspect purchased his clothing and backpack. Walmart, they believe. And Stacey Lynn reports President Trump is weighing in.
Speaking to the New York Post, President Trump said if the 84-year-old mother of Savannah Guthrie is not returned alive, he would instruct the Justice Department to pursue the death penalty. He said the suspects must release her unharmed or face what he called the most severe consequences under federal law.
CBS's Nicole Killian reports Congress is still in recess as the partial government shutdown continues over DHS funding.
At the heart of this debate is the conduct of federal immigration enforcement officers. And so Democrats, of course, have been calling to rein in the agency, make sure those roving patrols are ended, that these agents aren't wearing masks, etc. The administration has said that some of these proposals, in their view, are unreasonable and too hard potentially to approve. So that's kind of where that stalemate is.
An unusual trial has begun in Georgia where a father is charged with numerous counts after his son opened fire at his school. Prosecutors say Colin Gray gave his son a gun and bought a larger magazine so it could hold more rounds, despite knowing about his son's fascination with school shooters. Skylar Henry reports.
Investigators say warning signs surfaced a full year before the shooting.
Did you say something about school shooting?
I just told him. Body cam from 2023 shows deputies questioning Colt Gray and his father Colin after receiving anonymous tips about online school shooting threats linked to the teenager. No charges were filed, citing a lack of probable cause.
Talks between the U.S. and Iran will resume tomorrow. Secretary of State Marco Rubio wrapping up a trip in Europe today, addressing the ongoing efforts to end the war in Ukraine.
We're the only nation on earth that apparently can get both sides to the table to talk. I'm not here to insult anybody, but the United Nations hasn't been able to do it. There's no other country in Europe that's been able to do it. The United States has been successful.
The NAACP and other organizations want personal voter information and election files seized by the FBI in Georgia to be protected. More from Michael Toscano.
Several civil rights organizations are asking a federal judge to bar the federal government from using the data for purposes other than the criminal election interference investigation cited in the search warrant. They say Georgia residents entrusted the state with sensitive personal information when they registered to vote, and the federal seizure of ballots and other election documents from the Fulton County Elections Hub breached privacy protections.
On Wall Street, the markets are closed for the holiday. This is CBS News.
Looking for spring jewelry looks? Find them at Jewelry Television. New customers get $20 off purchases of $99 or more at JTV.com.
A drug deal gone wrong in Centralia. We'll check on that in just a moment. But first, KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. And we are green almost all over the map, from Centralia to Olympia to Tacoma. Even in Seattle, I am seeing a tiny blip on 405 northbound just north of 167. I don't see any collisions reported there, but there is a little bit of slowing, but it's not going to take you more than a minute to get through that. Then there's, of course, trademark slowing through I-5 northbound around the Ship Canal construction area. But other than that, we are a speed limit commute. This report brought to you by the KIRO Newsradio app. Text app to 888-973-5476 to download the KIRO Newsradio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Jillian Raftery. Fire broke out at an auto salvage yard overnight in the South Hill Summit area near 64th Avenue East and 128th Street East. Flames damaged a building and multiple vehicles, according to Central Pierce Fire and Rescue. No one was hurt, though. Crews were on scene all night to watch for flare-ups, and no word yet what caused that fire. Even after a sheriff's grappling hook crashed his car, a man still refused to surrender to deputies in Olympia on Saturday. It all started when investigators found a man asleep at the wheel. They say he had drugs in his lap.
Just step out of the car like we told you to. It doesn't matter at this point. We've told you to get out of the car. You need to get out of the car. He goes on. He's take it off.
Finally, KIRO 7 TV reports a canine brought him in. It's a measure that has drawn fierce opposition from law enforcement leaders around the state, a bill that could give the state Criminal Justice Commission the power to remove elected sheriffs from office. The bill passed the state Senate Thursday in a 30-19 party line vote and is now on its way to the House.
Some of the folks that we have entrusted to uphold the law are refusing to follow it.
That's State Senator Yasmin Trudeau. Police are highlighting how flock license plate readers helped them arrest someone who shot a teenager in Centralia. The legislature has been considering a measure that would impose serious restrictions on how long data can be retained and how it can be used. The incident started with a group of teens who apparently tried to rip off a drug dealer. One teen got shot, and the car with the suspects took off and was tracked across Lewis County through pings on flock cameras. By Saturday afternoon, officers had arrested a 21-year-old man in connection with that shooting, along with a 20-year-old and 17-year-old for their roles in the case. And, of course, they credit Flock with that arrest. Now we're going to check your weather forecast. We are going to stay chilly today with a high of only 44 degrees, overnight lows in the low 30s, showers off and on throughout the day, and tomorrow starting with a rain and snow mix tapering off in the late morning. It is 35 degrees in downtown Seattle right now. I'm Jillian Raftery with KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. It is not the best of. It's the best. We in town right now. I'm G. That's Ursula. We're here. Good morning to you, Ursula.
Good morning. Hey, first of all, after sharing that story of my harrowing Friday night, I just want to say thank you to all the people who are sharing their kind words. I also want to give an update that it's not a huge problem with the car because we got a call from the garage and it's apparently a fuel pump issue. So that is, and you gave me some advice about when you have an older car, which everyone knows that I drive a car that is over 10 years old. And this is the first problem I've ever had with it. And you said that
you gotta make sure that if you're gonna be driving, you don't want to have having your car rolling under a quarter tank, under a half tank. It's good to keep your car filled up.
Yeah, so that is something that is helpful. Okay, coming up at 10:30. We talk about taxes quite a bit. We've already talked about it.
Yeah,
but living alone as a single person?
And then our good buddy Sophia said that there's a singles tax. So we'll find out about that. We'll do that at 10:30. But right now, let's get to what's new at 10.
What's new at 10?
I have told you all the story about when I was coming back, going to the Super Bowl down in San Francisco. I was on a flight, and a passenger that was next to me in the same row was very upset, and she was upset. Flight attendants were noticing, and one flight attendant stopped their beverage cart and tended to the passenger to see what was the matter. I recorded it because I just felt kindness, and at the very end there was a hug. We interviewed the flight attendant on Friday. Today we're going to interview the son of that passenger. Sam Yu joins the Gee and Ursula Show right now. Good morning, Sam.
Hey, G. Ursula.
Yeah, good to have you. Well, first I want to ask this: how is your mother?
Yeah, she's doing better. Unfortunately, when she landed in SF on February 9th, she did find out that my grandfather had passed, but we had a wonderful memorial service for him in Yunchuan, China. All the family was there, and yeah, she's feeling a lot better.
Now, Sam, I you said something on the post the other day on Saturday. When did you find out that this story had been shared by millions?
You know, it's kind of insane that, Gee was like, first of all, she didn't tell us that had kind of went down on the plane, but, your video, I think, had 7.5 million views on X, and we found out February 14th. I think that's when the People story is posted. So it's crazy how something has to kind of go viral for it to land right next to you.
Well, I want to just say, first of all, my condolences. And I know that was something that it was so important for your mom to try to get there, and she was so concerned. But when you saw the actual video, I mean, not the viral part, but just what happened and the love and the compassion showed by the flight attendant, Eric, what were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it was, my mom only she only told us about it after, we all saw the video. And she was saying that, what Eric did is basically, my mom was really nervous that she was, of course, about my grandfather, but also that she was going to miss her flight. And Eric, she told us, kind of knelt down and said, look, when you land in SF, this is where you get off, you take, a left here, and was just walking my mom through kind of, with high empathy, really, and kindness, kind of saying, like, trying to calm her down and say, this is what you do when you get to SF. And luckily her flight was only delayed by 4 minutes, but I know, and then afterwards, of course, like as you saw in the video, he gave my mom a hug. So it was just that, and all those details only came out kind of after, after this video, went on the internet. So it was very touching.
Is your mom surprised at how it did become this humongous story?
Yeah, it was, she hasn't, I think she's still kind of like mourning my grandfather. So I don't know if she's surprised or not, but I will tell you, like when I first heard that it had, 7.5 million views, I thought that it was kind of, because it was a Super Bowl story and it was like, gee, you were kind of on the flight to SF. And, but it really wasn't, if you look at the People magazine story is just about, Eric's kindness. And that's actually why my mom cried in that video, is because of, she was really touched by Eric's, the hug and him explaining kind of, what you do when you land in SF and all that. So,
when will you get to see your mom again, Sam?
Yeah, she comes home the 27th.
Comes home the 27th. Well, look, yeah. I just want to say, in full transparency, when I got ready to put the video out, I thought about blocking out your mom's image, because I don't know. I just thought about that. But I was thinking, well, you know what? This story right here, it probably won't go that far. Well, hey, Sam, I had no idea that it was going to do that. But more importantly, I'm glad that the kindness of Eric was shown, the empathy was shown, and just we need more of that in the world to show that. And man, I was so excited to meet with you and talk with you over social media. It has been a blessing.
Yeah, absolutely, Jay. Thank you for capturing that moment on camera. It's definitely, our family is going to cherish that. And I think it just shows that love and kindness matter, and people really take to that and want to see it. So.
All right. Well, we're grateful that you came on with us, Sam. Enjoy the rest of your week, and thank you so much.
Yep.
All right. That is Sam Yu, the son of the lady of the viral that went video.
I know.
What a nice kid.
People.com. So I'm seeing this, and they just made a whole big story about it.
Yeah.
But again, it just points to how much we crave that connection and empathy and compassion.
Yeah. And I'm glad you bring that up, Ursula, because here's what this is what I believe. I believe the stories like that happen, I think they happen all day, every day. They just aren't captured. Like in that moment, I don't know, something told me to capture that moment. I think what stood out was Eric kneeling down, and that energy just in itself. I have no idea what they were saying, but I know at the very end, I did hear him say, "Give me a hug." And he goes to give her a hug, and I'm just telling you, that moment was beautiful.
For sure.
Yep.
Well, thank you for sharing it too, G. Okay, a story that has just captured everyone's attention is the search for Nancy Guthrie, the mother of Savannah Guthrie, who now has been gone. She was abducted from her home.
Been gone now 2 weeks, Ursula.
Over 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yes. And Savannah, who is on leave, obviously, from her job as Today Show host, she is addressing the public in yet another new video as the search for her mom continues.
It's been 2 weeks since our mom was taken, and I just wanted to come on and say that we still have hope. And we still believe. And I wanted to say to whoever has her or knows where she is that it's never too late. And you're not lost or alone. And it is never too late to do the right thing.
And I need to point out that earlier this weekend, investigators started analyzing DNA that was found on a glove that they recovered not far from her home, Nancy Guthrie's home. And the glove, they say, appears to match the one that was worn by a suspect who was on that doorbell camera footage that was also released by the FBI. But just that, the way that Savannah, the wording of Savannah's, even this latest video, it's always gives this impression of, like, do they know more? Or is this just always trying to appeal to whoever has her?
About a minute ago, Ursula, I thought you were going to have to protect me like you always do on the show. And sometimes I get to going, and sometimes I'm afraid of myself. But I mean, if you're listening and you heard that, I want to ask you all listening, what's your gut tell you about this? And Ursula, you just said it almost feels like, again, first let me just say this: I pray that the mom is okay. I pray that she comes home safe. This is an unfortunate tragedy. This is awful. But this seems so weird. When I hear Savannah speak and talk like that, it's almost like you just said, Ursula, like there's more to it. And when she's talking right there, it almost feels like it feels like, Ursula, like she knows who she's talking to. Like it feels
or
like
is intentionally trying to.
It's a message to someone. It's personalized to someone, or that could be a strategy. It could be. I don't know. But it feels like something is missing. And since this whole 2 weeks has been going down, I've been saying it. This is just weird.
And I understand that there are people who are, I'm seeing the comment more and more, which is, how come we don't pay this much attention to all the young children who go missing?
I mean.
And again, I think there's a logical answer, but I think there's also a point being made. It's like, the FBI has basically said they've collected more than 13,000 tips. The sheriff's department has taken at least 18,000 calls. You know how much the resources are going to have to go into that to go through all those tips?
Mm-hmm. A lot. But I said this last week, Ursula, when we were talking about it. It just feels like this story, it feels and seems like it's bigger, like all the ransom notes and the conversations and the videos, and it just seems like it's actually a lot more simple than it is complex. It doesn't seem like I don't know, there are a group of people that's together that's doing this. I have no idea of that. I just know I hope this gets solved soon because, man, the more this plays out, it just seems like the more weird it gets.
Yeah, and it's just heartbreaking. Okay, it is President's Day, so I want to share a video, some of the audio from a video that I saw of former President Barack Obama.
Yeah.
And he was indirectly responding to that. Remember that video that was posted by President Trump on his social media account, and it depicted Obama, and Michelle.
And he tried to claim Lion King. Okay.
Yeah, and so they were depicted as cartoon apes. And then later, the White House said, well, actually, it was a staffer who posted that.
Yeah.
Well,
Stafford, we don't know.
The former president was asked about that.
So as you know better than anybody, the discourse has devolved into a level of cruelty that we haven't seen before. What was disqualifying just a few years ago now not only feels fine, acceptable, but actually rewarded. You have administration officials saying that the victims of ISIS aggression are domestic terrorists. You have J.D. Vance coming out and saying that it's okay. You don't have to apologize for being white. Just days ago, Donald Trump put a picture of your face on an ape's body. And so again, this is kind of, we've seen the de-evolution of the discourse. How do we come back from a place that we have fallen into?
Well, first of all, I think it's important to recognize that the majority of the American people find this behavior deeply troubling. It is true that it gets attention. It's true that it's a distraction. But, as I'm traveling around the country, as you're traveling around the country, you meet people. They still believe in decency, courtesy, kindness. And there's this sort of clown show that's happening in social media and on television. And what is true is that there doesn't seem to be any shame about this among people who used to feel like you had to have some sort of and a sense of propriety and respect for the office, right? So that's been lost. But the reason I point out that I don't think the majority of the American people approve of this is because ultimately the answer is going to come from the American people. And we just saw this in Minnesota, in Minneapolis.
And the reason it stood out to me is because I've heard you say the same.
The Gee and Ursula Show has been saying exactly this.
Yes.
We say this every single day almost.
Yes.
That the majority of people aren't this way.
Yes.
And that both, whether it's local or national, the folks here, they use their platform and for literal hate, they stand out. Like these folks they don't even have fun on Christmas, on Thanksgiving, on the Super Bowl. Like they literally tweet and Facebook awful things every single day. And they're so obvious. Like they don't hey everyone, just went to the grocery store. I'm enjoying some dessert. No, it's mad. And you want to know why they're mad? They're mad because it works. They're mad because they have a small percentage of America that will follow that. And like President Barack Obama says, the vast majority of people are not okay with Epstein files. They're not okay with depicting Michelle and Barack Obama with their image on top of an ape. They're not okay with that. Mm-hmm. And the people will speak come November. And I think I have confidence going forward that America has waken up we can't have this anymore. Mm-hmm. And by the way, they used to tell us we have TDS for coming out against these things. No more. Get back to human decency, civility. And and wait a minute. I believe even if you voted for Trump, I truly believe this. I believe that there's some people that's I voted for Trump.
Yeah, this is not what I voted for.
But this is not what I voted for. And now I could easily say, well, what about? No. I'm not even going to what about. I just know for sure most people do not believe in this, Ursula.
I agree. And I think we need to be highlighting the voices that are pushing against it and are not okay with it and making it okay for people to speak out against it without fear of retribution, because I think that is the majority.
Who was that staffer, anyways? No. They actually asked Trump who the staffer was, and if he had been fired, and Trump said no, they hadn't been fired,
and they won't be,
and they won't tell who it was. But imagine a staffer just went on their own and did that all by themselves. It's always a blame game. All right, Ursula, good stuff. Scenarios comes up at 10:47. But up next, Sophia said that there's a singles tax out here. They said it's a cost to living alone. We'll talk about it next. Gee and Ursula.
what it's all about, right?
The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60.
The pure joy.
To beat the Patriots, especially in the 49ers stadium, it means everything.
It's a great time to be alive for Seattle fans.
It's why we're 12s.
Just like Mike McDonald said, we did not care.
We got a parade to get to.
Seattle will hold a victory parade Wednesday.
We are the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
KIRO News Radio.
If you're a Washington landlord, you've likely noticed things are changing. New rental laws, more rules, higher costs, and a lot less flexibility than before. John Curley here. Most landlords I talk to know some of their numbers like rent, mortgage, maybe the property value. But the numbers that really matter, taxes, vacancies, repairs, your time, and what it actually costs to exit someday. Those are often overlooked. And if you sell without a tax plan, the tax hit can be a nasty surprise. That's why Madrona Financial and CPAs are hosting 2 free in-person workshops for landlords who want clarity. They'll show you how to evaluate the true performance of your rental, whether selling makes sense, and how to do it tax efficiently. No politics, no pressure, just real math and real explanations. It's live, in person, not a webinar. Tuesday the 17th at 3 p.m. at UW-Tacoma, and Wednesday the 18th at 3 p.m. at Bellevue College. Seats are limited. To reserve your spot, call 833-673-7373 or visit madronafinancial.com.
At the UPS store, we know being a small business owner means holiday time is still go time. Still get those orders shipped time. And still re-up on stamps and supplies time. That's why this upcoming holiday, while others close up shop, we'll be open. And happy to help you keep being unstoppable. Come into your local store today. Most locations are independently owned. Product, services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS store. Be unstoppable.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to A to Z Savings, our biggest sale of the year.
Happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with Duralast rotors.
Free. Really?
Really? Free.
I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah. How much is that?
Free with the oil.
Free. Really?
Really. Free. It's part of A to Z Savings with hundreds of deals.
From A to free.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Ends March 9th. Restrictions apply.
I'm worried.
About what?
Water.
Oh?
Hot water, if you really want to know.
Water heater worries?
Worried it's wearing down.
Running out?
The hot doesn't last like it used to.
So you're...
worried.
I got a guaranteed fix.
Let me guess. A new water heater.
Right, but...
that's what worries me.
Well, worry no more.
Why?
What you need is an Apollo Plumbing water heater.
Because?
We include Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Wrenchie's what?
Worry-free warranty.
Which means?
When it wears out, we replace it.
No extra charge.
As an A-List Club member, you're covered for life.
For life?
For as long as you're an A-List member. You get annual life-extending water heater flushes included.
So it lasts longer.
Right.
And when it needs replacement,
you're covered.
With no worries.
Because it's Wrenchie's
worry-free warranty.
What else would you expect from the Ready Right Now plumbers?
Apollo Plumbing.
Home of Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
What about tankless ones?
Worry-free too.
Gotta love that Wrenchie.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
For almost 50 years, over 90,000 homeowners have trusted Home Comfort Alliance, including me, John Curley here. If comfort and energy savings matter to you, now is the time. Save up to $2,000 on a new Lennox heating and cooling system. Home Comfort Alliance will replace your system with one tailored to your home's layout and energy optimization. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com to save up to $2,000 on a Lennox and schedule a free consultation. For heating, cooling, plumbing, or electrical, call the comfort people. Home Comfort Alliance.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well,
I'll take this one.
What? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
At Skyline, senior living never sounded so good. The world feels bigger when you stay connected to ideas, to culture, to the things you love. We designed Skyline for today's older adults who celebrate life rooted in the city, not apart from it. At Seattle's only true life care community, premier music venues, museums, and culinary gems are just steps away. Urban senior living has an address. Discover it all at SkylineSeattle.org.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Jillian Raftery. A first-of-its-kind trial is underway in Georgia. The father of an accused school shooter faces charges of murder and manslaughter. Prosecutors say Colin Gray bought the gun that his son used in the attack in 2024. Brianna Skmermerhorn lost her son Mason in that shooting.
He already died by himself. And now it's been hard. So I'm going to show up every day for him.
Colt Gray is accused of killing 4 people and injuring several others at a high school in Winder, east of Atlanta. It's the third day of a partial government shutdown while Democrats and Republicans are divided over funding for the Department of Homeland Security and Immigration Enforcement. The White House has been negotiating with Democrats on ICE reforms they are demanding. CBS's Willie James Inman reports that Border Czar Tom Homan is pushing back against some of those demands.
Demands from Democrats remain for ICE agents, immigration agents, to remove their face coverings to show ID. And that in particular is something that Tom Homan says is already being done. He claims that these officers are already showing identification. So we'll have to wait and see in terms of how these negotiations happen and how they take place in terms of coming to a deal. But Congress remains on recess for at least this week.
A man who was mauled by an ICE canine during his arrest last November in Vancouver, Washington, has been released from federal custody. A lawyer for Wilmer Toledo Martinez spoke to the Seattle Times. They say a federal agent dressed as a construction worker knocked on his door and claimed to have hit his car. Toledo Martinez's wife, who is a U.S. citizen, caught the aftermath on the camera.
So did you hit my car? So I can at least let my insurance know. Excuse me.
Relax. Can you pull him up? You need to back up. You need to back up. I could be right here. Or he's going to get bit again.
Toledo Martinez's lawyer says he neither resisted nor tried to run, though they do admit he is undocumented. They are going to fight his deportation. Now it is time for KIRO News Radio traffic. And we are still green all over the map. Keep it up, guys. Drive safe and drive the speed limit. We will keep tracking this throughout the day. Our lake bridges are clear. I-5 is clear. 405 is clear. I don't see any collisions. We're looking pretty good. This report brought to you by KIRO News Radio. And we are on a very cold trend. It's 35 degrees right now in downtown Seattle and only going to get to 44. We're going to have intermittent showers throughout the day and then starting tomorrow with a snowy rain-snow mix with a high of 43 degrees. 44 degrees in downtown Seattle right now. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Monday to all of you. If you are enjoying the holiday, I'm so thankful that you all are sharing the holiday with us. Gee and I decided, you know what? To heck with the holiday. We are going to work it today.
I got enough mattresses.
Okay. It's been a minute since I have lived alone, but it's not just a lonely thing. I'm told it's also extremely expensive. And Zillow is now calling it the singles tax. And Zillow is pointing out that solo renters end up paying $10,000 more a year than their, well, I mean, and that's obvious, but coupled up counterparts.
Right.
So the typical U.S. apartment now rents for about $1,745 per month. That is up nearly 30% over the last 5 years. And in Seattle, the average cost of a one-bedroom and you're talking about a tiny one bedroom, 700 square feet, that's $2,000 a month.
You said a 30% increase in 5 years? Is anybody's pay gone up 30%? Okay, keep going. Keep going.
Generally, no.
Okay.
So, figure it out. Couples or roommates who split the rent, the utilities, other costs, they can save a lot more money.
They can.
So it is very expensive to be single.
Yeah.
And it's not just the rent, though. And I want to talk to our singles in this studio, but I want you to weigh in first, G, because many people who are single are saying they get the short end of the stick when it comes to things like traveling or big life events. If you go to a wedding and you're paying solo.
What's my thoughts? My thoughts are this. If you single out here, you need to shorten up that list. Quit trying to date for 6 months to a year. Let me tell you, go out on a date.
What you talking about?
Hold on, this is what I'm talking about. You go out on that date and you have some coffee and you look at each other and you say, hey, it's hard out here, ain't it? Yep, sure is. You want to move in together? Yep, let's do it. Hey, just go. Hey, you might be miserable, but you ain't broke. Well, your half is broke. You need some help.
Be if you pick the wrong partner. Okay, so you're kind of mixing a few stories because we had Dr. Pepper Schwartz last week. In case anyone missed it, you can check it out on our podcast.
Yeah.
But we had her on, and she said too many young people have these unrealistic expectations and these long lists of things that they want in their partner.
Yeah.
So they end up not partnering. But I want both Sophia and Nick to weigh in because I think y'all can really shed some light on this whole singles tax thing.
Sure. I still can't get over what G just said. It's really given ring by spring, you got to find someone, just lock them in.
Ring by spring.
I like that. Go out on a date with somebody. Go out for some coffee. Next week, y'all move in together. You cut your bills in half. Listen, okay, wait. Y'all can sit here and call me crazy, but right now, you're making business decisions right now. This summer, you can't go outside because you can't afford to.
Okay.
But you get with somebody, you're good.
Okay.
Some could interpret that as something else, G.
So, as someone who's been married for a few decades, I would say that the single best financial and just overall decision you can make is finding the right partner if you are going to partner. So, don't listen to him. But anyway, I want to hear more about singles taxes.
Yeah.
And where you're seeing this.
I mean, as you know, I don't live alone, so I don't think I really feel the effect of a singles tax. Actually, I feel really grateful because I basically have like my own version of a family, so we save a lot of money living together. But I will say for my friends that do live alone, they're constantly complaining because they're like, well, like, I live alone, I'm by myself, I have to pay for all this stuff, my dishes are in the sink piling up, but no one's there to do it but me. And, you pay for it in the long haul. And then there's that whole thing. If you go on a trip and you're on a trip with couples, who's going to end up alone on the couch? That's the other thing, too.
It's like you're almost punished. Like, well, you're the single one. You can stay on the couch. Nick?
Well, I think Sophia's got it right now, where you got to find roommates that you can collaborate with and like work well together in the long run, because I got to say, if you rush into a relationship and you move in together, that's going to create a whole nother mess of problems rather than just trying to save money, because you don't know the person, I feel like, at least until you date them for at least a good 4 or 5, maybe 6 months.
Gen X did it all the time.
Agree.
We met you in January, married you in June, so we can hurry up and save on these bills. And by the way, Gen Z, I just want to say this. Y'all don't want to date nobody. Y'all don't want to be in any relationships. Matter of fact, Gen Z today does not want to be in relationships at all. They're the only folks that go to a party. It's 100 of them there, and they all don't talk to anybody but the people they came with. They just sit there on their damn phones, and they talk to each other, and then they have the audacity to say, ooh, that party was lame. Let's leave. You left, and you didn't talk to anybody. You don't even know anybody new's name. Well, Gen Z don't want to date nobody.
Well, the thing is, you could say we don't want to date anyone, but I'm already on my phone looking up all the potential people at the party on my phone. I've already done my research in the corner, so why do I need to go talk to them?
Okay, that is hilarious. Do you actually wait?
No, I don't always do that. This is something I was going to maybe bring up with you guys later, but the idea of have you guys used Partyful before?
What?
Have you guys been on that? Have you been invited to something through the app Partyful? It's like an app where if you have an event or a party.
Oh yeah. And you can see the plus one. You can see everybody. Yep.
Icons and their names. And there's actually an article about this that I was going to bring up later about people using Partyful as kind of a way to identify who they have a crush on or who they think is cute in advance of the party because you can see their picture. And Party Fool is thinking about adding a mode on their profile to anonymously being like, oh, I have a crush on this person. I like them before they're even at the party. So you kind of judge them in advance.
This sounds like a form of a dating app right now where you can, it's like a hologram of like seeing,
Everything's
okay.
a dating app.
But it's a little bit more realistic because at least you know they're going to be at an event that you're going to with people you already know.
But Sophia, that's
wait,
the problem.
Wait. That's not a bad thing.
This
but
is terrible.
But you nailed something, G.
Oh.
Because I hear from
a lot of things.
my the one son who is still single.
Yeah.
Who was saying that, you go to, a lot of times you will go to parties and the people who know each other will stay with the people who know each other and they don't mingle. And then it's like, well, you'll still stay single when you leave.
Ursula, let me. Here's a problem. This party fool thing she talks about,
Yes.
right? So you get on your phone and you get to see who's all going to be at the party.
Yes. So you're already scoping before.
That's not how we used to do it back in the day. Back in the day, you pull up the polyesters, right? And the guy, long live, right, comes up and he just starts dancing with Ursula. Yeah. And he just back in our day, we used to just call up and just dance.
Had he used that app though? He would have found out that I had been in a relationship and I was in a relationship.
And so he wouldn't have had the courage to come up to you. See, Gen Z has got it all wrong. You need to go to the party, put your phones away, and I'm talking about dance till you're sweating.
That does still happen.
No, y'all don't dance. The only time y'all dance is when you go to raves. And you know what happens at raves? I don't want to be at those things. So that's the only time.
No, I mean, if you go out to bars and clubs too, people dance.
You guys are on your phones.
Yeah, back in the day, they would freewheel it a little more. And I think that was the downside of Gen Z right now, where it's like you got to be a little more careful with what you're doing. I don't even think it has to be done. Like, you can just freewheel it like G was saying. It's just with these apps and like the statuses, it makes people a little more timid about approaching people.
You're like, we need to be dancing, but every time if I go out dancing, someone has a phone and someone's recording it and someone's capturing it. We don't really have as much free will to just go out into public and do whatever we want.
That's sad.
Everything's being documented and recorded. I know it's sad.
Okay, wait, but is this a form of pre-party filtering is what Robin Puyallup is asking? Pre-party. So you're filtering out people who you don't even need to mess with or talk to?
No, it's more so if there's someone that you could potentially be interested in, a little bit in advance. It doesn't mean that you're shutting anyone else down. It just means, you have a little bit of insight going in.
Oh. Okay, research.
If my grandmama was here today, she'd say, baby, you know what the problem is? These folks don't want to court anybody anymore. Back in my day, they used to court me. They'd show up and they bring flowers. But now, if you bring flowers to a first date for Gen Z, they think, oh my goodness, that's an ick. He brought flowers on a first date. And these Gen Z, they all got icks, Ursula. There's an ick for this, ick for that, ick for this. He tries to cook for all the roommates at once. There's an ick.
There's a checklist for everybody these days. It can't just be done with flowers now.
Hey, man. He got both. He cooked for us and he brought flowers, so I'm not complaining.
Wait, did he bring flowers too?
Not only did he bring flowers, he had
flowers.
He brought flowers?
And Sophia got flowers too.
Yeah, he was, but...
Well, he brought you flowers too?
Well, they weren't from him directly, but he said, I don't want to prove Juice point, but I do have flowers for you too, Sophia.
Oh, wait. So he did...
So in case anyone has no idea what we're talking about, there's a young suitor, one of your roommates has a new interest, love interest.
Well, now they're officially dating.
They're officially dating.
As of Saturday.
And man, I'm going to just tell you right now, he's doing it all right.
He is.
Nick, you missed this story. I mean, trying to date the roommate, and then he comes over and cooks for everybody in the house, and then obviously he comes over and brings flowers.
Yeah, not just flowers for one, but he's spreading the love everywhere.
He like a bee, spread it all around.
See what works.
Coming up next, scenarios, Gee Ursula.
I know the paint's barely dry on the new Super Bowl champ Seahawks gear, but can you believe Mariners pitchers and catchers have already reported and spring training is underway?
Holy catfish, that was fast.
They know they have a chance to win the whole thing.
Look who we have in studio.
Baseball royalty.
Rick Riz.
Congratulations, it's Seahawks. Now it's our time to go win a World Series.
Follow how the 2026 Mariners come together at mynorthwest.com.
There is one real estate agent who's been helping KIRO listeners longer than anyone else, and that's Wes Jones with sellwithwes.com. Wes, you've helped KIRO listeners in good markets and more difficult